Live. What's poppin', grown-ups? Welcome to the Grown Up Podcast, where you already know what we do. We talk about that grown-up shit here, and then I sprinkle some independent music for you guys here at the end. And we are now introducing the brand new Spotlight Artist Naturally on a Wave segment, where I will be highlighting an artist every month. Specifically that artist, I will put their music on throughout the month, and hopefully if I can secure an interview with them as well, I will drop that so you guys can have a whole full insight to this artist, and you guys can check them out and things like that. So this artist for the Natural on a Wave spotlight this month is Coco Bebop, aka Spitz Spiegel. If you haven't checked him out, please go and check him out, and of course go and check out and stream our Now interview that we did last week that I dropped. He's super dope. He's a cool dude. He's local for me. Whoever's in Stockton, shout out to N.O.W. He's a local artist, so go and check him out. His story was incredible, and you know, I appreciate him for coming through on the podcast, and hopefully we can get him back. So yeah, you guys go and check that out. And one more announcement I have for you guys: if you haven't yet, please go and click the podcast link below when you're done with this episode, or you can pause it right now and then go and click the link. Send me a love letter, write, you know, what you love about the podcast or what you love about me, and then just go ahead and submit that for me. I appreciate you guys. You know, I submitted the podcast for a sponsorship to try and help the podcast, you know, grow. As independent podcasts, it's really tough. So any help, any sponsorship, any whatever is much appreciated, and every little bit of it I'm grateful for. So if you guys could please do me a favor, click that podcast link below, go and write me a love letter, send that in. We're coming up close here on the ending deadline to send in love letters, so if you guys are rocking with me, you're rocking with the Grown Up Podcast, I would truly appreciate you guys sending in that love letter for me and helping the podcast gain the sponsorship. Yeah, so other than that, those two announcements, let's get into the episode today. Now today is kind of a raw topic for me. I'm gonna get pretty, I guess, more deep with myself, and hopefully I connect and relate to somebody out there who's also experiencing the same thing as me. So today I want to do the What's Love Got to Do with It part 2. If you haven't checked that out, that was the previous episode before the Now interview that I dropped last week. What's Love Got to Do with It part 1. Shout out to my baby, she was featured in that episode. And this week I'm gonna do What's Love Got to Do with It part 2, featuring me. Hopefully we'll have her back on here. I mean, you know, she's popping in and out, but yeah, so I'm gonna do a part 2, and this is gonna be kind of a bit of a introspective thing for me, because, you know, when it comes to friends and family, it's a really hard topic for me, you know, because I'm not so connected to my family, and part of it has to do with me, part of it has to do with my family, of course. You know, it's a two-way street, and you know, it's just really hard to meet in the middle for that connection. And you know, the title, What's Love Got to Do with It, is kind of like it hits home for me, because I'm like, love is not all that can keep any kind of relationship together, whether it's friends, family, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, it doesn't matter. You know, love is sometimes not enough to sustain the relationship, to keep it alive. And you know, it's not saying that I don't love my family, love them to death, but it's not enough to say, like, you know, this is a healthy, strong relationship that I seek daily, you know, as part of my cravings for human connection. And I don't know if it's, you know, me and, you know, my head, or what, you know, I just want to kind of be isolated or alone, or I don't know, but I kind of just wanted to come on here and get this out, because I've been having these kind of like angry outbursts lately, and I want to be as raw as possible with you guys, because, you know, Grown Up Podcast is talking about real life, and this is real life shit that I'm going through and experiencing. And, you know, if anyone else is going through this, you know, hit me up and let me know, hey, I've experienced this too. And, we can connect. But yeah, so I've been having these like, angry outbursts, kind of like sometimes literally outbursts, or sometimes on the inside, like these little angry spurts. And I'm like, man, like if I see too much of like connection, like people loving on each other, so like, like family and friends, like I'm like, oh, like I don't know, like it makes me kind of angry, and I think subconsciously it's because obviously I'm not, as connected with my family as I would like to be. And in that event, I think people's second way of trying to create a family is either literally trying to create their own family or having friends, and those friends turn into family. But the difficult thing for me is that I'm not the best to reach out and sustain my friendships as well, and I also feel like it's also a two-way street. If your friends should want to reach out as well. So and I feel like it's so hard to maintain those type of relationships, especially right now with everything that's going on. And for me, it makes it hard because I'm like, damn, I really want to connect and I really need that human contact. But I also don't want to deal with the drama or the BS that comes with it, or just all the extra shit like gossip and like all that shit. I don't want to have to deal with. I want to just be able to have a decent relationship and not have to gossip or talk about drama or talk about bullshit, or I just want to be able to talk about life, have intellectual conversations and things like that, and connect. I'm looking for different types of relationships at this point in my life, and it's not to throw a dig at my family or friends that I currently have. It's just to say that my mind is just transforming. I'm transforming, I'm growing, I'm obviously getting older every year. And the more that you think about life, the more that you start to think about different things, and the more that different things start to not mean so much to you, and other things start to mean more to you, and things like that. And I'm really learning a lot about myself, and every day it's a challenge and a battle looking at myself from my own lens and then seeing myself. Like that shit's crazy. It's like I really see myself when I'm in situations and I'm like, damn, like why do you have to act like that? Or you shouldn't have acted that way. And I feel like it's because I have like so many of these disconnected relationships in my life, and I feel so unstable. And I think that also kind of stems from maybe feeling a little bit like I'm not okay being alone, in a sense, like just not just like a relationship, a regular relationship, but I mean like friends, family, just people. Like I constantly all the time feel like I should be surrounded by people, and not to say that like I'm conceited or anything. That's like my comfort, like when I'm around a lot of people, I just feel comforted. And when I'm alone, I just feel like, shit, well, what the fuck? Like, what do I do? Or like, I start to feel like no one cares about me, no one loves me, because there's people in the world that, shit, they have someone. At least I always say, like, at least you have somebody. And, maybe I should start looking within myself and saying, hey, I have myself. I'm still, kicking and pushing through for myself. And, I just think that the relationship that you have when you're growing up with your family really plays a huge deal when you're a grown-up and you're out in this world and you're trying to connect with people and things like that. And it's the thing about it being true of how your relationship is with your family is kind of how your life is going to be a little. If your relationship's really it's nice, then you might have nice interactions. But if your relationship with your family is a little rocky, then your interactions are going to be a little rocky, because you have a lot more learning to do when it comes to connecting, because you didn't get that connection that you should have been able to have growing up. And that connection for me is missing so much because I feel like I've had to, figure out the connecting myself. And when it doesn't go my way, or when I feel like it's not going the way that my mind pictured it, I get angry and I'm like, damn it, like, fuck, and I want to change that about myself. I want to be able to let things go. I want to be able to not get angry. Obviously, I mean, it's not really like a tantrum. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. And maybe some of you have experienced this, and you've tried to explain this as well, but you're not too sure. And hopefully maybe reach out, we can have a conversation and try and explain it together. But it's not really like a tantrum of like, oh, a little kid, like I'm alone, like, oh, I need friends, but it's just, I don't know, like I think it's like that instinct of the human contact that I talk about all the time that we crave. And I can't stand social media, you guys know that. Even though I try my best, I can't. Sometimes the mental toll that it takes on me is a lot. And I sometimes go days without being on social media, and I'll be like, shit, I need to at least post about the podcast or something, like. And if you guys go on my personal page, you see like I've been posting a long time. And it's not that I'm not here living my life. I just, social media, it takes a mental toll of seeing people in these blossoming, relationships and things like that with friends and family. And I feel as though I'm not doing that. And I don't know how, I don't know what to do. Like I reach out and it's still just like crickets, and it's weird. And I don't know if any of you ever felt like this. And if you have, maybe, hit me up. We could talk about it. This is just something I kind of wanted to get off my chest, because we have to keep trying to help each other and push each other and change the narrative of like, you can do this all alone, all by yourself. And, because you can't. Like, life is fucking hard. You need people. You need a village. You need friends and family. Like, you need people surrounded around you to lift you up as well, because when you're down and you're, I know when people are like, oh, I've been in my lowest and I've been in and I pulled myself up, and it's like, it's such bullshit, and yes, I've probably used that same expression before, like, yeah, I pull myself up with bush, I do this by myself, I do this on my own, But at the end of the day, like, when we're truly like alone by ourselves, it's like, or we're down, it's like, we need someone, anybody, or that's why people have animals, because animals can fucking sense us. Like, we need something to be able to get us up from that and say, you know what? Yes, you're down here, but only way to go is up, or you can do this, or whatever. Like, it's some type of encouragement, something that'll give us some type of hope, and when we don't have that, it's just it eats at us on the inside. I don't know if it eats at you guys, but it definitely eats at me. And I get that's why I get these fucking angry spouts and all these things. And I hate it. I hate that about myself. And I hate that I've tried so long to have these relationships, but it feels as though like I'm not getting that same reciprocation back. And another thing that I hate that I do is that I kind of bring this into my relationships. I feel myself competing with the person that I'm with, as far as like how many people they have in their life and how many people I have in mine. And it's like, I don't have that many people, so you're doing great. And it's like, that's you also have to experience life, and shit's, you gotta fucking figure this shit out by yourself. And yes, it's good and nice to have people around you, but are they the right people? And if they're not the right people, then you have to sift through that. So it's like, it's the same shit that I'm going through. I've just like ripped away everyone and just like said, fuck it. And I'm not fucking with nobody, and I'm just starting over. And, I think I mean, of course I have to change that about myself, and I was just, thinking about it a little while ago, like, I have to get this out. I have to hold myself accountable. I have to really open myself raw, tell myself what it is, and fix that shit, and do it in a way that, you know, like I said, holding myself accountable. You know, as grown-ups, we're so busy trying to make sure that we're doing the right thing, and if we do the wrong thing, it's just like, it fucks us up. You know, it's like, fuck, like, why can't I ever do anything right? Or why, you know, and it's like, shit just be happening, you know, and in all actuality, there's not really a right or wrong. We're just doing what feels best for us in our life. And if it turns out that it's not the best thing for us, then we redirect. But if it turns out that it is, then, you know, we keep going and we try and figure out how to keep it going. And, you know, I just wanted to come in here and talk about this because, you know, some people, they experience this and they don't talk about it. Or if they do, it's like at a last resort type of thing, like trying to reach out as like a last resort, like, hey, somebody help, like, can you please pay attention to me? But, you know, I'm not doing that as a last resort thing. I'm you know, I can see myself and I'm saying, like, you know, these are things that I really need to change about myself. And I think we have to have these conversations with ourselves frequently. You know, we have to take ourselves out of our body, look at ourselves, or look at yourself in the mirror, one of the two, and you have to assess yourself, and you have to say, you know what, this shit right here, nah, I gotta stop this shit, because if I don't, then these things, these patterns that I'm seeing in my life, like, obviously it's not other people. If it's a pattern, it keeps happening in my life and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what's happening, it's me. What the fuck, it's me, you know. So I have to look at myself and I have to say, hey, like, this is the shit that you're doing, and grow the fuck up, you know. And I don't know how you guys feel about friends and family and the relationships that you have with your friends and family, and how you feel about the connections with them. But I feel like they are super important until the day that you die. Literally, like, relationships with your friends and family are the most important, and from the moment that you're born to the time that you die, because it's going to play a factor in whether you're really pushing for yourself and really wanting to, you know, be better, as opposed to being like, well, you know, I'm not that great, and you just give up, you know. And you know, I would say I'm in the middle of that. You know, I'm in the middle because I have family still that I do talk to and connect with, and, you know, they give me that push every now and then. But I also am in a space where I've eliminated a lot of people around me. So I also don't, it's just that one thing, you know? So I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of, like, I do have a little bit, but I don't at the same time. And I always get this feeling like it's never going to be enough, but I don't know, because I still have more life to experience and figure out. And you know, but I just wanted to talk about this and see if you guys kind of could understand and connect and relate to this, because you know, the relationships, our human connection relationships are one of the most important things in life. And that's why I always love to connect with new people and pick their brains and talk about different perspectives and things like that, because when you connect with someone else, you learn new shit, you know, you gain new perspectives, and you gain all this new shit, and it makes you think about a lot of shit. And, you know, the shit that I've gained is making me think about a lot of stuff, and I want to change things. From, you know, it's 2022. I want to analyze myself. You know, I want to break down the things that I'm doing that I see as a pattern in myself, in my life as a grown-up, and either stop those things or change them around so that they actually work in my benefit, instead of being against me. And I challenge you guys to have a conversation with yourself. Have an inner conversation with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, sit down, take yourself outside of your body, look at yourself. Ask yourself these things. Ask yourself, what are some patterns in my life that I've seen that, maybe it wasn't those other people, maybe it was me, or what are these things that, someone said the other day that I'm sitting down and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, maybe that is something, because, if we listen to each other, we look at each other, and then we sit down by ourselves and we look at ourselves and we listen to ourselves, you get a full spectrum, you get a full analyzation. I hope that's a word. Excuse me, of yourself. And that's when you begin to experience this new type of growth. And it's funny, like, people who say, like, oh, they're chasing for, like, the next adventure and things like that. And I feel as though it's because they're not exploring themselves as deep maybe as they should. And I don't know, you let me know what you guys think. I'm in like a different space in my head. I'm about to go back to work now. Finally got clear from surgery. Top surgery was a success. So I'm finally about to really get back into my life and try and figure shit out. And one of those things that I'm trying to figure out is myself. My movements, my patterns, the things that I want to change, the things that aren't helping me be a better person, be a better adult, things that are helping me, and put it all together. And I think in the end, all the love that I have will be able to fall in the places that will reciprocate back the way that I want to receive. And then it won't feel like oh, I have to just be around this person out of familiarity, like knowing them for a long time, or it won't feel like that love is the only thing that will keep us connected. I want to have those deep conversations and pick your brains and all these things that I feel like I feel like there's deeper levels to these relationships than just scratching the surface, just hanging out, and stuff like that. And I've sat in this so long that it's become a I don't know, like a go-to type of thing. And so I want to get out of that, because if I don't, I think not only just my regular relationships, but the rest of friends and family relationships, that'll just it won't be how I pictured it. So you guys let me know, DM me, email me, tweet at me, whichever way that you want to contact me. Let me know what's love got to do with your relationships, with your friendships, with your family. Have you assessed how it's played its part in your grown-up life, and is it helping or is it hurting? And if it's hurting, what are we gonna do to be able to turn it around so it can help? And so that's really all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys so much. You've been the most amazing audience anybody could ask for. You've been so supportive. And so I'll wrap it up right here. You guys already know we got the last song for the Naturally on a Wave Spotlight Artist for this month. Again, please go and check out our interview that we did last week, so you can check out Coco Bebop, aka Spitz Spiegel, talk about his story, talk about his life. We shine the spotlight on him this month. Shout out to him. Hopefully we have him back. And Next month, you already know we got a brand new Naturally on the Wave spotlight artist, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's end out February with this artist, Coco Bebop, aka Spitz Spiegel. Shout out to him. Y'all already know his links will be in the description. And stay to the end because you know I always got a little something to tell y'all at the end. So anyways, sit back, relax, and check out the Naturally on the Wave now spotlight artist of the month.
Man, legit, like a day or two before Feek hit me with this beat, I was already looking at the fucking soundtrack thinking like, yo, which one should I fuck with, you know? Like, I want this shit to sound tight. But then he hits me with this, I'm like, dog, this is my favorite game. He was like, me too, I'm hyped as fuck for this track, man. I hold forward, keep the goal in mind, I'm moving toward the next level in this life. I studied, did my homework, I did my own work. An independent owner, do it by myself, though I'm far from a loner. Good nature habits, put in work till you have it. Trying to break the cycle of evil is how I manage, but those are infractions. I'm pushing no distractions. I don't believe in talking, I believe in taking action. And I'm a man of my word, that's the difference. Illiterate experience, carnivorous convictions. Hold my head high with positive addition. A promise is a promise, but I treat it like a mission. I never go back on that, continue with black on black apparel. A change of pace from crabs in this barrel, or stuck in peril while staring down a barrel. And then you wonder why all my dogs have gone feral. The world don't stop, so I can't neither. I keep a good pace, but I still take a breather. It's a cold world, situations like a heater. Just a few features from surviving with these creatures.
What's up, grown-ups? I hope y'all catching the wave of the Naturally on the Wave spotlight artist for this month, Coco Bebop, aka Spitz Spiegel. Again, please go and check out the interview we did last week. He's a dope dude. He's a local artist. Go and support independent artists. Go and support independent, local. Support him. We're doing the best we can, and we gonna make it one day, as he stated in that interview. So go stream that. You already know his links will be in the description for you to go straight to follow him and check out his music. And y'all already know for me, my links will be in the description as well. I'm doing my best to keep up on my social media, but if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever you have, you can always hit me, DM, email. I will definitely hit you guys back, because the most important thing is you guys, the people. You make this podcast. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's keep rocking with them. Y'all already know, stay safe, be kind, and we out.
Uncle, if we in the pursuit of what was meant to be, the everyday go down, be discouraging and crippling. So simplify your inner being, redefine your energy. Bet you'll find your inner peace. See yourself as the homie. See that true peaceful good nature within.
Rap cat with 9 lives, don't know which one is worse. Cause some say it's a blessing and some say it's a curse. Artist melancholy for no reason, and oddly my drive still seems godly and can't nobody stop me. Though sometimes, you know it takes two, whether it's me and you or a whole damn crew. So when Feek approached me with an idea, I'm like, yeah, we'll get it all done, record it next time I see ya. But things ain't always gone as planned. One thing I could say, you was an honest man. We both had our own struggle, never once did we buckle. Glad that we reconnected, talk about it and chuckle. And you were always so profound, to be honest. I wonder what you think of me now, because I worked hard just to keep shit basic. Walk the block with a halo on a stick, poking patience. But we move on, make it seem small, fuck it. Bad can't outweigh the good, cause how much we love it. Mind over matter is what matters. Stay strong, even though sometimes it's a struggle to go make songs. I move on to the days gone, next level. Keep my head high, always try, never settle. Grab what you earn, never crash and burn. Got my quarters on the cab, now I'm just waiting my turn. I said I move on to the days gone, next level. Keep my head high, always try, never settle. Grab what you earn, never crash and burn. Got my quarters on the cab, now I'm just waiting my turn, yeah.